It's Chris Smith time. Oh, hello, everybody. It's me, Chris Smith. And would you believe this week I am reviewing Hairspray, the musical, which is currently on its national tour, a non equity national tour. And it stopped at the beautiful Dolby Theater in Los Angeles, California, home of the Oscars. You know, I love the seats at the Dolby Theater. They just feel so much roomier than some of these older theaters that were built and designed in a time when people weren't as heavy as some of us who have gone through a pandemic and are eating our feelings. And, you know, Tracy Turnblad knows a lot about that, and that's what this show is about. She's a bigger girl, her mother's a bigger girl, and this show shows you that it doesn't matter what size you are, it's what's on the inside and the size of your heart that really counts. And I've always loved Hairspray. I first saw it in 2002. So that means this show has been around for over 20 years. Here's the book that I bought before I went to Broadway to see it, and I saw it with the original cast. And look, I've probably shown you this before, but I don't care. This is the most of the major characters or actors in the the bigger roles that signed it, including Harvey Fierstein. I think this is Marissa Jarrett Winokur's signature. Laura Bell Bundy before Legally Blonde. My goodness, even Matt Morrison before Glee. So Hairspray has been around with us for a long time. You know, it was based on the movie, the 1988 John Waters movie of the same name, which wasn't a musical. It's set in Baltimore in 1962, and Tracy Turnblad is a teenager who yearns to be on the Corny Collins show, which is sort of like a Philadelphia or a Baltimore version of American Bandstand. Yes, and she really wants Negro Day to be every day, because once a month they have an episode of the Corny Collins show, which is just Negro Day, and all the white kids aren't on it, and they have a different host, Motormouth Maybelle, and so Tracy Turnblad dreams of a world that's integrated with everybody dancing together as it should be. Now, but in 1962, Tracy was a bit ahead of her time. Now, here's the cast. Some of these people might be no longer in the show. This is a thingy that I printed up off of the interwebs. But the main draw in this tour is Nina West, a.k.a. Andrew Levitt, Nina West is a RuPaul's Drag Race superstar, and is very good in the role of Edna Turnblad. Now, here, of course, is the playbill. Did I tell you this tour is nearing the end of its run? It started, I believe, in November of 2021 when the lockdown was finally over and theaters were opening up for tours again. Original choreography is by Jerry Mitchell. Original direction by Jack O'Brien. And for the tour, the direction is by Matt Linz. The choreography is by Robbie Roby. And of course, the book is by Mark O'Donnell and Thomas Meehan, the late great Thomas Meehan. Music and arrangements by Mark Shaman, and lyrics by Scott Whitman and Mark Shaman. And I've always loved the music in Hairspray. It's always been one of my favorites of the modern shows. But you know what was funny is while I was watching this, I'm thinking, gosh, this show has been around for over 20 years. It still pretty much looks the same as it did when we saw it on Broadway. Of course, this is a non-equity tour, so it's a little lower budget. Still great performances from everybody, but the show's starting to look a little worn to me. So I was thinking, oh, I wonder if in a few years when we're ready for a revival of Hairspray, maybe with new costuming and choreography, and I'm sure they'll always cast a man in drag playing Edna Turnblad, because that's just how it was when Divine was playing the role in the movie, and it's just sort of in the show's DNA. But you could do lots of things with Hairspray. Now, here is the magnet that I bought, and when I got home, I realized I had never bought a magnet of Hairspray before. Isn't that amazing? I went with my friend Emma and my friend, well, my roommate Marco, but he's a friend too, and I noticed that there wasn't a huge amount of merchandise. I mean, there was, but like the shirts just didn't jump out and grab me, and so that was a little disappointing. Here's some of the pictures from the show. Nina West is wonderful. Everybody is wonderful. So, as you can see, the sets and costuming look like you've seen in previous productions. And of course, Tracy Turnblad and her mother, Edna Turnblad. Wonderful, wonderful. Here's the cast. Bum, 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 bum. Everybody was very good. And look at that. Pause it on your name. Tracy is played by Nikki Metcalf, and she was very cute and sweet. Now, so the show is very good. If you haven't seen it, do go out and see it, but you will notice that it's getting a little long in the tooth. Now, it only has a few more stops after Los Angeles, which it runs through May 21st. Then it goes to Atlanta, Georgia, then on to Omaha, Nebraska, then Austin, Texas, and then it'll stop in Tempe, Arizona, which ends June 25th. So if you're out there in the world and get a chance, do go see Hairspray. It's fun for the whole family. Okay, we'll see you next time on It's Christmas Time. Woo!